Deb, your stream is live now, and now you can make me your co-host.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Kathy. Welcome back. Hi, Carol Sue.
Hey there, back again.
Yeah. I was just checking out. I wanted to share something with you all from the last session, if I can get it together in time here to do so.
That cheese board is awesome.
Wasn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Yes.
I just wanted to taste it.
Yeah, well, it's sitting right here. Can you see it?
It'll take me a while to get there.
Yeah, I would. I know Vicky said she was getting her plane ticket right now. So that was funny.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. How are you?
Pretty good.
I'm just doing something here really quickly.
Hey, this is Garnetta. How are you?
Hi, Garnetta. Welcome.
Is this a repeat?
No, these classes are not repeats. These are conversations. So these are whatever we want to talk about. And so that's what we're going to do today.
Okay, sounds great.
Who knows what comes up?
Okay, sounds good.
I am. Garnetta, were you in the last session on cheese boards?
No, I was not, because I really don't do those.
Okay.
I just got off of meatless meals, and that's why I was trying to rush to you to see if it's a repeat. And so now I can get prepared to hear what people are going to be talking about.
Yeah, there you are. Okay. So there's Garnetta. I see Sandra's joined us. Jeannie, hi. I'm glad you're here. Did you pick me over the photography Q&A?
I went to the Q&A, the photography Q&A yesterday.
Oh, you went to that yesterday. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that there was some kind of an overlap maybe.
Yeah, there's the Get Set Up is adding so many more classes. It's hard to it's hard to find open spots anywhere on my calendar.
You got to get on it real quick. That's what
I know, you got to get on it quick, but it's hard to pick. It's like, okay, now I've got these two things. Is this one going to be repeated? Is this, is this a...
That's what I was just telling Deb. Is this a repeat?
No, I know these aren't, but like some of the other classes I'm looking at it as, okay, when is it going to be taught next? Does this sound like one that's going to be offered multiple times and I'll take this class now?
Yeah.
That's really good feedback. So
I guess it's a positive thing, but it's sort of a negative thing for me because I want to take them all.
You want to take them all. Yeah. So it would be helpful to know that whether they're going to be around. Well, they'll mostly all circle around, but some are more seasonal. Like some of my classes are more seasonal depending upon the topic. So, yeah. But one thing is if mine have the same title, they're the same content right now. So I'm working on changing that so that you do kind of know when things are different.
They
So
need to put some
welcome,
kind of code or a word, put like recurring class versus a special class, on the title.
yeah, it has to do it. Yeah, Carol Sue, there's
I know it has to do with coding.
yes, it's all that. So we're working on it and we'll figure it out sooner or later. But yeah, for now it's the different titles, different classes. So
Well,
let
I'm
me
enjoying it.
take a moment and share my screen. And then for the most part, we are going to be just talking. So not looking at a tremendous number of slides. Is there anybody who's here for the first time today with me in this class? Well, that was a mouthful, wasn't it? Anybody new with me? Let's start there. Anybody who's just starting with coming to any of my sessions?
Yeah, it's Claire. Yeah.
Okay,
First
Claire.
time.
Glad that you are here. Thanks for joining us. And this class is a little bit different from the rest of the classes that I teach, so I'll go into that a little bit more as we go. But the ladies who are here have come to a number of my classes and are all a very friendly group. So you will fit right in, and I hope you enjoy meeting everyone and talking. So let's talk cooking. This is an open forum about anything food related, cooking related, and it's really most vibrant when you bring your own questions or topics or recipes or whatever it is that you want to talk about. So my name's Deb Claire, and I am the guide that lives in York, Pennsylvania. So I'm holding down the East Coast. That's not entirely true. There's actually several of us from the East Coast. And my background is in the corporate world. So I did a lot of training and development. Now I get to do food, and that's so much more fun. So as we go into my classes, it's a good time of the year for me because I'm getting my garden started right now. And you can sort of see some of the herbs maybe here on the counter that I brought in to surround this cheese board. That was this lovely board that Liza Naylor, who's a chef, made in the last session. She created a very simple cheese board and taught us how to make them very elegant using what we have basically and not going to a tremendous amount of expense. So who was in that? Carol Sue, I know you were. Kathy, were you? I think you were in that session. Who else was in the cheese board session?
I was Karen.
Karen, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you think?
Sandra, I was in it, Sandra.
Yeah. What did you think of it?
I thought it was very informative. I've made cheese boards with my daughter, and so I was looking to see what other ideas there were. I also have a lot of food allergies, so I find cheese boards kind of easy to navigate when I'm out and about. So it was interesting.
Good. Okay.
And very creative. It was beautiful, actually.
It's really pretty, isn't it? I don't have the heart to take it down. I just called somebody and said, my class is over at 4 o'clock if you want to come over and nibble, because I don't like to just put it all away. So anyway, here we are, and we learn best from each other. And that's what this particular class is especially that way, when you all bring your ideas and your thoughts. And ideally, we can see you on camera, especially for this kind of class. And understand, though, if you can't do that, you can also feel free to unmute yourself anytime and have conversation. Just mute yourself again after you're done talking, so we don't have that background. You'll let me know, will you, if I have an unstable internet connection? I'm need to get a little feedback on that, because I think the last session I had some problems. So let me know if you can't hear or something's going on, and I'll check into those things after the class. You can request a recording of this class at helpitgetsetup.io. And we are live streaming. Whoa, had a strawberry avalanche here. We're live streaming this class today. And so we say hi to all of you out there in live stream land and invite you to come and register for our class. Come and join us at one of these open forums just to talk about cooking. If you love to cook, you love to eat, this is a good place for you. And as always, Get Set Up isn't paid to promote anything that we talk about. No financial relationships with anybody else. So, let's talk about cooking and food. These are some things, any related item is on the table. Any ideas you want to share? Any new recipes you tried? Maybe if you've taken a class from me before and looked at one of the recipes and tried it, it would be fun to talk about it and share your feedback, because then others might want to try it or not if you didn't like it. So that's good, all good too. So I always say I try to make most, if not all, of the recipes that I put out there when we have classes. Sometimes the classes are coming so fast and furiously that it's hard for me to get out of the kitchen. So I don't do 100% of them, but most of them. And so I know what I like, but of course everybody's tastes are different. And so it would be really also fun to share fun kitchen stories. So if you made something and it absolutely turned out great and you got a lot of good feedback for it, that's a lot of fun. Or maybe it fell on the floor when you got it out of the oven, and that would be one of those things that would be not so fun, but maybe after the fact it's a little funnier. And then anything else that you want to know more about. So that's a little bit about what we'd like to do today. And I suppose what I want to do is kick it off, and then I'll hand it over to you. This is the cheese board session that we just had. So I wanted to just share that this is my friend Liza Naylor. And Liza was in a business years ago. She helped to start an innovative restaurant concept where people would come to eat and pay what they could. It was called the Healthy World Cafe, and it was designed to help people to eat better. And sometimes people who have limited means don't always eat the healthiest. So it was located in our downtown area, and lots of people would also come in and pay forward so that others could eat for no price. And some people would come in and work and eat for what they eat for working. So that sort of phased out then. It didn't ever quite take hold, but then she transformed into a personal chef, and she was just getting into the catering business when the pandemic hit. So poor Liza, she's already over 50 and she's working on recreating herself. She's done that. She's gone back to school. She's gotten herself a foothold, and boom, things went south. The catering business, the events just disappeared. Well, she repivoted and she became a boutique food producer. So she now makes these little chutneys here. And I think they're the sweetest things. She has a little cheese on this one, but they're just sweet little jars that have these nice little lids on them that have little sayings on the top that just make you smile. So she's done a lot with what life has handed her, and she's really an inspiration. So we had a lot of fun in this class. So that's what I have for today. And I would ask you, what do you want to talk about today? And we can put it on a list, or we can just talk. Go ahead, Kathy.
Wait a minute. I got to get a gallery up here so I can see everybody.
Yeah.
Standard.
Oh, and I'm going to go ahead and
Yeah, maybe that's why I can't get a gallery.
I'm going to stop there.
For the Cinco de Mayo, I made the fried ice cream like you told me to, and it was so good. The kids loved it.
Did they love it?
It was so good. Yes.
So she's talking about the Mexican Fiesta class that we had, and we did it right on Cinco de Mayo. Did you do it that day?
I did it. With you, I did it. I don't think I did it the same day, but that's the day I have the boys here and cook dinner for them every Wednesday night. So it was like, this is it. I can do it. So we had soft tacos and nachos and fried ice cream. It was so good. It was delicious.
Can you tell them a little bit about your process? Because not everybody has attended the Mexican Fiesta. Can you just talk about the recipe? And did the boys help you make it then? I think you said they did.
No, I made them before they got here because they come after school. So I wanted to have it, before the craziness of dinner came. I wanted to have the balls done. So I just scooped the balls out and put them on some wax paper, and then I rolled them in cinnamon, and I couldn't find cornflakes. I got corn checks and smushed them up, same thing, and put cinnamon sugar in it, and then rolled the balls in them. And then I put it in the freezer and covered it with foil. So after dinner, I said, "You guys want fried ice cream?" "Oh, I guess. I don't know." Okay. They loved it.
Oh my gosh.
I made my own whipped cream because I had some cream in the refrigerator. So I had whipped cream and hot fudge, and oh, it was so good. And it, like you said, it tastes like Chi-Chi's. I mean, it was so good, and it was so easy.
So easy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've made that several times, or had it, made it in the class and then served it. We had relatives in last week, and that was their treat. So it's one of those keeper recipes because it is so easy, and because it's just so eye-catching too when you put the whipped cream and the cherry on top.
Yep. And I actually had cherries because I made something at Christmas time, and I had some left in the refrigerator.
Oh, fun. Yeah, that always when I go for maraschino cherries, I don't have those. So I have a question. Did you take some photos of that?
No, I didn't even think about it.
Aw.
It's always so crazy around here at dinner time on Wednesdays because the boys are here and my husband, and we're all they're getting ready to go to church at 6:15. So like from 5 to 6, it's craziness.
You had enough time to get in and get out.
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah. That's nice though. What a great story. Thanks for sharing that. Jean Ann says that sounds really good. She mentioned that in the chat. Anybody else make it?
I just wondered if you could use graham cracker crumbs too.
Well, yeah. Why not? I think they would probably be really good. Yes, if you sauteed them in butter too and toasted them a little bit like you do the cornflakes. Yeah. Why not?
What about cinnamon toast crunch cereal? It'll be sick and sweet, but I love
That
it.
would work.
Great idea. You don't need
Then you wouldn't even have to add cinnamon.
Yeah, good idea. I think someone mentioned, did you mention that before, Carol Sue? Somebody mentioned that. That's a great idea. Yeah. So a good Cinco de Mayo story. What else?
Do you have any rhubarb in your garden then?
Carol Sue, I don't grow rhubarb. Do you grow rhubarb?
No, I live in an apartment. I grow my vegetables on the balcony.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't grow rhubarb because, well, it's not my most favorite thing. And when I do eat it, I am so aware that there's so much sugar in it to make it palatable that I just pretty much don't use it. Yeah, but it is the season. Does anybody else make rhubarb? Use rhubarb? Anybody?
I don't, for the same reason. Too much sugar added to it. And
Yeah,
Wayne doesn't
it
care
did.
for it, so.
Did you have rhubarb? So is that one of those foods that we all had growing up, like rhubarb sauce?
Yeah, Mom used to make rhubarb pies. And like you said, it takes so much sugar to sweeten it. Yeah, that's a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
I like the strawberry rhubarb pies too. Those are good.
Yeah, that's kind of a way to balance a little bit of that. And I think I've had some of those pies that had maybe a cream cheese filling in there. So you wouldn't have to use as much of the rhubarb filling. So that helps. Anybody else have rhubarb recipes? Is rhubarb something that is, I don't know, it's common in this area. Is it common where you live?
No.
No, it's not. You have to get it from somewhere sort of exotic. Okay.
David sort of kind of like fruitcake.
Oh, Carol Sue, that reminds me, because you were here in the first session. I'm going to share my screen because
All right.
you said, I'm looking for a recipe for fruitcake. You remember, those of you who were here, do you remember Carol Sue asking for a recipe for fruitcake? So did anybody bring a recipe for fruitcake today?
See, I take it and like it, but nobody else in the world, only one other person I know does like it. And the other thing too, I am going to attend your strawberry class, but the thing is, I don't like strawberries.
Oh my
And
God.
I'm the only person I know that doesn't like strawberries.
Wow. So what makes you want to come to the class? That's funny.
Because the thing is, I cook and bake for other people.
Okay, well, that's a great reason. Okay, so we need some good recipes for strawberries. I'm going to have some good recipes, and I want to come back to that point, but before we do that, I want to stick with fruitcake a minute, because after you ask about that, I thought, well, you never know, maybe somebody will come back with a fruitcake recipe, but if not, I feel like I at least want to look around and see what might be out there. And I stumbled across this fruitcake recipe, Carol Sue, and I thought, well, I'll send it your way because it looks kind of different and it looks interesting to me.
It does look interesting.
It looks kind of delicious, even though, yeah, not much of a fruitcake person, but let's see. I wanted to see what the ingredients were in this.
It's an acquired taste. It's an acquired taste, Debbie.
Well, I love fruitcake. I grew up with great aunt making it all the time, and but nobody likes it, so it's hard to find. And I have a friend back east who actually makes it at Christmas, so I always get a piece from her.
You're breaking up a little bit, Jeannie.
Oh, I have a friend who makes it back east, and I get a piece from her, but it's hard to find. I don't want to buy fruitcake, from the bakeries, because I know it's going to be way too sweet.
No, you know what's good? Claxton's. Claxton. They sell it online, and also I find it in the grocery store, but I'm taking basically in Connecticut. It's Claxton, and it has pecans in it, and it is yummy.
Wow. So this one has figs and tart cherries and prunes, and it has a little dark rum in it. It sounds really pretty yummy.
That's a lot of ingredients.
There's a lot of ingredients, but this is a lot of spice,
I know,
and zests. But if you make it, Carol Sue, maybe we could start a fruitcake club.
Well, just to let you know is this, that the Claxton taking basically company every year when it is about time to the people on the space station. They always take and send up them a fruitcake with their rations.
Claxton, I have not heard of Claxton. Well, that's because how do you spell that? Claxton with a C?
Claxton.
I see now. Oh, from Georgia. Okay.
I remember mother every Christmas would order fruitcakes from I don't know where, but that was her gift to a lot of people, was a fruitcake, and she loved that fruitcake. And we would take a little bit, but we weren't really fruitcake people, but she loved it. And I don't know, like I said, every Christmas she would get like 10 or 12 of them and just give them to her friends.
Gosh, does anybody else have that in their background? Is that what happened in your family?
Yeah, my mother, she would get it at Sears. Sears used to have them in a little pan and everything, and she would always get them there back in the day.
Oh my gosh!
I never heard of Sears selling that.
Yeah, they used to come in a little blue and white tin.
Huh.
Yep, that's it.
This Claxton is exactly what I remember. And it's the same thing now. This is what happened in my family too. Everybody would, or my grandmother would get these fruitcakes, and we'd all get fruitcake for Christmas. And we were like kids, and we were on fruitcake.
Hey.
What's up with the fruitcake? And then it would sit there forever, and it never goes bad either.
Yeah.
And we always wondered what those weird green things were in there. We didn't understand these were not natural fruits that we were aware of. So.
Probably thought it was a vegetable or something.
Yeah, I think they're dyed cherries, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's what
think
they are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Well, it's pretty enough. You know, I just haven't had any fruitcake in years. Maybe my adult palate would like it, but my child palate didn't like it at all.
Another thing is mincemeat pie. My
Oh,
mom used to make
yeah.
mincemeat pie, and
Oh, I
my
love it.
mother-in-law always made mincemeat pie. I guess my husband told her he liked it at one point, so every holiday she made him a mincemeat pie, and it's like, okay,
Every Christmas, that's what she did.
Yeah.
That mince meat pie.
so I have a question about that. Did you have mincemeat pie that had actual minced meat in it?
no, she just used the jarred stuff and then added some chopped apple to it. That was all. Just threw it in the pan.
How about, does anybody have a mincemeat recipe with using real minced meat?
I think my mother used to use ground round and it sure smelled good. I don't know if it really tasted good, but it sure smelled good when she was cooking it.
Oh, it does smell so good. All that cinnamon and
Yeah.
nutmeg and yeah.
Spices.
Well, I remember my grandmother, we would go to a farm. It was one of her relations, and that woman would make mincemeat. And my grandmother would get a pint of it, and then she would stretch it. So she'd take the pint of minced meat, which had meat and some fruits in it, and to that she would add a can of sour cherries and a half of a peach and some peach juice and more raisins and more cinnamon. And we cooked that on the stove, or she cooked that on the stove and then made the pie out of it, little flour if it needed to be thickened. So it was a very unique mincemeat because I never had anybody else's that was like that. It was her own recipe based on a core, a small amount of real minced meat. So we all grew up on that and loved it. And when my grandmother passed away, I really went on a rampage trying to find that recipe because it wasn't something that was easily around. I talked to a butcher at our local market just before he went out of business, and his tasted like hers. It was the only one I'd ever found. And I asked him if he'd share his recipe, and he said no.
Oh.
Yeah, he'd say no. The ladies that were waiting on me said no, he wouldn't. So I went paging through some old recipes that I had gotten from my grandmother, took and put into the cookbook, the back of the cookbook, and I pulled this out, and I found a handwritten recipe for minced meat. And it starts with 20 pounds of meat.
Oh
my God.
It's a huge batch. So one year I did make the mincemeat from that recipe, and I froze a lot of it, of course, and I had it for many years, don't tell, but it was fine. And it was delicious, and I felt so good that I could recreate that because I thought that was gone forever. So it's got good memories for me. Do you have other things like that in your, not mincemeat, but memories of things like that in your family, or recipes that you're trying to keep alive?
Mom liked to make date nut pinwheels every Christmas, and we eat them right out of the oven with butter on them. Oh gosh, they were so good. And my when she died, we found her recipe, and all it had was the ingredients because she knew how to do the rest. Why would she need that? So it's like, okay, trying to remember what she did, how she did this, because you got to boil the dates and for a long time, make them soft, and I don't know, roll out the thing and then put it on there and then put it in the refrigerator. Try to, because I saw her make it so many times. But my sister-in-law figured it out, and she makes them for my brother all the time, and they are so good. They're just so good.
Now that she had that recipe written down, somebody needs to write that recipe down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Huh. What else are you thinking about today?
I'm thinking that it's hard to find something to make every night for dinner. I mean, we have a lot of dinners in our total lifetime to make. Does anyone have a go-to recipe that they make that's easy when they can't think of something for dinner?
Yeah. Good question. I like that.
I guess mine is salmon patties out of canned salmon.
Yeah, because you have that in the pantry. Yeah. Come on, you guys. You're all cooks. What are your go-tos?
I've got 3 legs and a breast defrosting for, it's like, what do I make with it? I can put it in the oven and just bake it, or, it's like, yeah, like, what do I do with it?
I go to the internet all the time. I don't run out of ideas. Whatever I take out of the freezer, I just find all sorts of ideas. Of course, I have a well-stocked pantry and freezer, and so that helps, of course, that I have most of my ingredients at home. I don't have to run to the store, but
Yeah, I guess it depends on if you've got something defrosted or not, because I'll do stir fries to do something real quick. Just grab a package of frozen vegetables. My problem is half the time I don't remember to defrost something. But if I don't have anything defrosted, I always have pasta and a jar of sauce, and I always have Parmesan cheese in my refrigerator, so I can always make spaghetti.
well, I'm very much a morning person, and so I make sure I take something out of the freezer the night before. And we actually eat our big meal at about 12:30 or 1 o'clock, because I like to get things done in the morning when I have the energy, because come 4 o'clock or so, I want to sit down and have my cocktail and something, just warm some soup up or make a salad at that time or something, but I'm not ready to start a whole meal. And so now that we're both retired, it's easy to eat at that time. And I actually think it's better for us. We're not eating late in the evening. A good hint too, I think, is if I'm making a mess, when I'm making a mess, not if, because I do all the time, I like to cook several things at once. And if you put things that, for example, have grease, and everything, if you're cooking healthy, I mean, the grease is good for you because it not only lubricates your insides, it's good for shiny hair and healthy skin and everything, but too much grease, of course, isn't good. So if you make it a day ahead of time and put it in the refrigerator, then you can usually, the fat, of course, will always just congeal, and you can spoon it off and get rid of that. And I think a lot of things, especially stews and soups, taste much better the next day. So I like to make several things at one time, and then you're not feeling like you have to cook every day. And it's not really called leftovers, it's planned overs. So that's my big thing. I need to cook ahead of time and have always something in the freezer too that I can just defrost.
Well, the other thing also is the Deb, you took and taught us about the cutting up the onions, garlic, carrots, and everything, celery, what we're going to use for the week and keep it in. So for me, it's only a matter of what am I going to throw with it? For me, or what kind of sauce am I going to make?
And I like Alberta's idea, to go to the internet and just do that reverse engineering. So you have something in your refrigerator and you go into a website like Big Oven. Big Oven is a good one. And you can put in your ingredient and it will give you all these recipe ideas. So I'll put that in the notes, just to give you a link for that one. But there's many others that you could try too. But quick and simple. Any other thoughts about that? Just things that you pull out of the pantry. I always have those little Syrian flatbreads in the refrigerator, and I have either tomato sauce that I can easily make some pizza sauce out of, or I have pizza sauce. And I always have mozzarella cheese and different kinds of veggies in the refrigerator. So lots of times it's pull out a container of soup from the freezer and make a flatbread pizza. And that's my dinner too. And that's super easy. Of course, last night it was burgers. Grab a pack of burger out of the freezer, defrost it, throw it on the grill, make a Caesar salad, my favorite, and have that as the side.
Do you make your own Caesar dressing?
We do. Actually, we used to make the kind that with the egg and the raw egg and so on, but we have actually changed our recipe. We found one we like that does use mayonnaise, but we really enjoy it. It has mayonnaise and anchovies and olive oil and garlic, Parmesan cheese. In fact, I was thinking about sharing that in a class one of these days because it is our go-to. Like it a lot.
I hope you do. That sounds really good. I do like salads too.
Yeah.
Do you use anchovy paste or anchovies out of the can? Hello?
I don't think you heard.
Are you there, Deb? Deb?
Deb's frozen.
You can I use the ones out. Let me just rest. Am I frozen?
Yeah, you're frozen.
Wow. Huh.
That
I don't
was
know. This
happening.
is a problem today. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Am I still frozen?
Off and on. Just
Okay.
that's what happened in the cheese class. In the cheese board.
Yeah.
So
I'll be right back.
issues with her internet. I'm trying to contact her.
Yeah, Todd. Yeah. What did you say, Todd?
I said I'm trying to contact you because you were freeze.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I was going to end this and try to come back in, but I don't know. I don't know if it'll be any better. Is it better now or am I still frozen?
Better.
No, we can hear you.
Okay. Well,
It's all
after this, okay. After this class, I promise I'm going to contact Comcast and ask them what is going on because it was a bad day today.
Yeah, it's not just you. I was in another class that the guide kept freezing too.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
I wonder if that.
I don't know if he's on Comcast or not.
Yeah, well, I wonder if it had anything to do with if it's mine or if it's get set up or some
Yeah.
combination of it all. So, okay. Well, where were we? Sorry about that. We're talking about go-tos.
I forget.
I think somebody asked if something was frozen or not.
Anchovy. I asked if you had used anchovy paste.
Oh, yes. No, I use the kind in the can, and then it's they stay so well. They stay in the refrigerator forever. So I just put the rest of them in a little jar and keep them in there for the next time. But we also make probably a double batch of that dressing at a time because we go through it pretty quickly, and it stays for a long time. So it's worth the effort to have it around. And then those Caesar salads can be really as light or as embellished as you like. So sometimes we just have them with the lettuce and the Caesar salad dressing, and that's it. And then sometimes I'll chop up parsley and put it in there and other vegetables, just like a regular salad. I love it with some bacon, if I fry up bacon and feel like an extra treat. Or in the summertime, we just throw a chicken breast on the grill or some chicken on the grill or some shrimp and put that on top, and that's our quick go-to. So salads with meat on top and some cheeses of all different kinds can make a different meal every night.
I like salmon on mine. Have you ever had salmon on it?
Who's saying that?
So good. Me.
Sometimes the little box doesn't light up. So I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, salmon's so good. How do you make your salmon?
I just buy I've noticed that I can do it easier. So I just go to Meijer and they have a little tin with 2 salmon fillets in it. And they have the herb butter already in it. All I do is throw it in the oven for 18 to 20 minutes and it is so good.
Oh, that sounds great.
Good.
Yeah, already made up sounds nice.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have a skin on it. So you just throw it in there and it's wonderful.
Easy.
Yeah.
I wait for it to go on sale at Whole Foods and then I buy it. That's when I splurge on it and just have a piece of wild salmon and just put, like you have it when you package, I just put it in foil with some lemon or a little bit of butter. Not a little bit. I put it in let's be honest, I put it in foil with a lot of butter and dill and salt and pepper, and that's it.
You put it in the oven or on the grill?
Well, either one. It depends on, in the wintertime, obviously in the oven because it's too cold outside, but in the summer out on the grill, either one. What I like about the foil packets is you don't get that any kind of fishy smell in the house. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But delicious on a salad. Any other ideas for Sandra? Quick meals. I think Sandra's not the only one that's looking for quick meal stuff. Ideas. I think that's the hardest thing when you're stuck, you're hungry, it's the end of a day, you haven't thought about what you want to make, and now you're just stuck. We're all in the same boat. But I want to ask you guys this and get your input. I've been in conversations. You may have heard me in earlier classes talk about meal planning because it seems to be such a thing that we all have a little bit of difficulty with. Not that we don't necessarily know how to do it, we just don't do it. Or maybe we don't know, maybe we need some tips for it. So I've been in conversation with this organization that has an app and also a website for meal planning. And I really like them. They are a young family. The guy created the software basically to help his wife out. And it allows you to do just about anything surrounding the idea of meal planning. You can save recipes, you can share recipes, you can create meal plans, you can generate grocery lists, you can even communicate with your grocery store through this website and this app. And one of the things that they do is really educate their members a lot, give them lots of ideas about meal planning and lots of opportunity to share. And then they also have these meal recipe challenges. So in the conversations with them, they have agreed to come online here and do some classes for us on meal planning. And just wanted to know whether that sounds intriguing to you and whether
Yes.
it's something you'd attend.
That sounds like the perfect solution
Okay.
to my problem.
Okay. Yeah, I've been using this. Good, Jean Ann, I see you have your thumbs up. I've been using this website for a good 5 years or so, maybe more by this time. And I'd like to even learn to use it more or get in the habit. That's the other piece of this, is getting into a habit of meal planning, but it's so easy to use. So anyway, that's something that's coming up, and it's very reasonable. It is one of those, you would have to pay for it at some point, but they're also very generously going to offer a free trial and let us play around with it for a period of time so you can decide whether you like it or not. And I always get my subscription once a year at Christmas time or Black Friday, one of those, they have a sale and they give you the subscription for half off the price. So it ends up being, I don't know, 20 bucks or something, $25. So what I had thought was it would be fun if we all were in that, and you could join and you could friend each other and you could share recipes, and we could have recipe challenges through this. And so they're excited about it. I'm excited about it, and maybe you'll be excited about it too. So look for that to come.
What is it called? What's the website?
It's called Plan to Eat. And I'll put that in the notes so you can get a little bit of a foretaste of it. And let me share your thoughts if you think that's something that you would attend. I'd like to know that. So I don't want to take up the time, take up all the talking time here. I'm just filling space when you're not, so.
Have you all ever heard of shaffles?
What?
Shaffles, Chaffles.
Truffles. Shuffles.
Or shaffles, I don't know. Yeah,
They're made with cheese and egg.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you can just
Oh.
about make anything.
Yeah.
Savory, sweet.
Mhm.
I made some with chicken in it the other day and it was so good.
I've never heard of such a thing.
I learned from it from a girl that's got some books out. Her name is Jennifer and she's from Austin, Texas. And she's the one that I think started the shaffles.
Can you spell it again, Nelda?
Chaffles.
FF, okay.
They're like, you put them on a waffle iron. That's why they call them chaffles, because they're made with cheese.
And a waffle.
Eggs.
And it's a little mini waffle. It's a little
Yeah.
mini waffle that you can get for very, very cheap. They're very cheap.
I
And
think
you
it's
make all these little shaffles.
So
There-
just so everybody can see, this is what.
what they do is use them for bread. It's the people
Yeah.
that don't eat
Mhm.
bread. They use them for the bread in a sandwich or something. You don't have to. You can eat them just plain like that, but they use them like in place of bread.
Oh, so they're a keto.
It's the carb thing. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
made with almond flour.
Well, you don't even need flour in them.
No, you don't put any flour in them. I mean,
Just
you can.
cheese and egg.
Just egg and cheese, okay.
Yeah.
Just egg
And whatever else you want to put in it.
Mhm.
The last time I made them, I put bagel seasoning, you know, that everything bagel seasoning. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Wow, look at that. And here's a recipe. Does this look like it?
Yeah. Only one egg and a half a cup of cheese.
Mhm.
Well, and I guess that's only making one serving, so you can always change this to make more. So it looks like a serving, one egg and a half a cup of cheese is considered, what did it say, half a cup? It's considered, yeah, half a cup of cheese and one egg is considered one serving. Wow. I'll send it along. Prep time, 5 minutes. Can't beat that. Sandra, you can have chapples for dinner, quick dinner.
Yes, that sounds great. And we do have the waffle iron. I thought of another website that I really like. It's called Cookie and Kate. Cookie is the girl's dog's name. And she's vegetarian, but she's got some really good recipes. If anyone is interested in that, she's got cookbooks, but the recipes are free on her website. Cookies and Kate.
So let's take a look at cookies and
Yeah.
Kate here. There it is.
And Kate.
Ooh,
Okay, celebrating whole
pesto,
food.
yum.
Doesn't that look good?
I don't like olives, but it looks good without the olives.
Yeah, who needs olives? Yummy photos on here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's got all kinds of recipes. Let's see if we can find something for Nelda to make with that chicken. Wonder if we can search chicken.
I like chicken piccata.
Piccata?
I think Kate is vegetarian. I think Kate is vegetarian.
Oh yes, you're right. You're right. She is.
Always throw chicken in it.
Right. I'm going to go to Big Oven because since I talked about that, I'll show that to you. This has a lot of recipes, 500,000 recipes. Alberta, you said that you go to the internet a lot. Do you have some favorite go-tos to look up recipes, or do you just like scanning?
I just generally put in a subject, but there is a gal, I think it's called Your Home-Based Mom. And she sends out a weekly meal plan. That might help. the one that came out this week, I'll send this to you, Deb. I'll forward this one to you.
The other thing you can do
You
is,
want it at Deb the Guide?
yeah, you can send it there. You could also put it in the chat, Alberta, and then others would have that too.
Okay.
And look, she's got some small batch recipes and quick dinners and chicken recipes, everything we were talking about here. Let's go into chicken and just see what's there. Oh, this butter chicken looks delicious. Does anybody like curry? Somebody asked me to do a curry.
I like it.
Yeah, you like it? Thinking about doing a chicken curry class. I have a really good chicken curry that's made by a chef that I really, Chef Garam Masala. He does YouTube videos. And so I learned about his chicken curry that you can actually purpose 3 different ways. And I thought I might do that in a class. So here are some good chicken dinners. Delta is teriyaki chicken.
Ooh, teriyaki, yeah.
Yummy.
General So.
This balsamic chicken and peppers looks like it would be quick and easy. I wonder if there's something. Here's quick dinners. Oh, the butter chicken comes up under chicken and quick dinners. So does the teriyaki chicken.
What is in the butter chicken?
Let's take a look.
Butter?
Oh no.
Oh, it looks good.
Quarter cup of butter. So this is, have you used garam masala? So I bought this little, and I'm keeping this out because I'm going to make this recipe, not tonight, but I'm going to set the intention. Here's my little packet of garam masala that I bought with the intention of really playing around with it, but let's look at what's in garam masala.
Yeah.
Incidentally, I'm setting up a spice.
Uh-oh.
Here we go again.
Locked up again.
Or some bits of spices, groupings of spices.
Looks like you can make it yourself.
Interested in. We can get into all of this too. So garam masala is a spice blend used in Indian cuisine. It has whole spices of cinnamon, mace, peppercorns, coriander, cumin, and cardamom. So I can really smell the cardamom in here. It's delicious smelling.
Cardamom, yum. Smells.
You know, we were talking about quick stuff. I picked up like a butter chicken or a tikka masala simmer sauce at either Trader Joe's or Aldi's, and I have those around the house too, just to then, you know, I mean, this doesn't look like it takes a lot of time to make, but it's quicker to just open a jar.
Yeah.
Those quick nights.
And how do those, Jeannie, how do those sauces look to you when you read how's the label look?
You know, it's been a long time since I bought them. I don't think they looked that terrible. They probably are higher in sodium than you want, but you know, for how rarely I use them, and I usually have a jar. Right now I don't have any, but usually I have a jar in the house just to be able to make something quick. But my quick go-to curry chicken is not like in a sauce. It's sweet curry, just rubbed on, or spread a little olive oil on chicken breast, rub the sweet curry on it, saute it, and then sprinkle it with green onions if I have them. And that's a knockoff of a marinated curry that the supermarket had or has.
I never heard of sweet curry.
I never heard of sweet curry either. That's why I'm looking at sweet curry.
We go back to the Penzies comment again from a couple weeks ago. I get it at Penzies.
Oh yeah. 3 power
sweet curry.
That's the closest knockoff of the supermarket style.
So I still want to know what's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is sweet curry made of? Turmeric, coriander, cumin, ginger, nutmeg, fennel. It sounds like every other curry. It must have to do with the way that it's blended, which is something that I kind of learned about Indian spice, that curry is just a generic term, and that basically every family makes its own curry and has a flavor, a taste. So we're all just getting introduced to that in a way and trying to learn what curry is all about. So I'm actually also trying to find some chefs. I have a chef in town. I think I'm going to his restaurant tonight. I'm going to scope it out because I love this guy, and he really likes to teach. And I haven't talked to him for a while, since before the pandemic, but his restaurant's very successful. And if I can reacquaint myself with him, maybe he'll come on sometime and show us a little bit about curry.
You know, any of the spice recipes that you want to recreate are really almost anything. You can look at Copycat, and they have the ingredients for, you know, things from restaurants, and like I said, all the substitutions. And if you're familiar with Taste of Home magazine, if you put in any of the titles for their recipes, they've got them online. And I just put an idea for the chicken is a 1-pot Italian chicken with orzo.
Yeah, I see that in the chat. So,
and that's a taste that one. Well, you could look at Taste of Home. They've got them on there too, but they usually have some good recipes. So,
you know what I just found out, because I've attended that microgreens class. And I found out, is cilantro the same thing as coriander? Or
you bet.
I never knew that.
Yep.
Never knew that. I don't know, I always thought it was cilantro, both English and Spanish. Anyway, I found that out. That was something new.
So this is cilantro here. This is the cilantro. And do you see how it's starting to get feathery up here? What happens is if this is when it's beginning to go to seed, and as it gets more feathery, then it'll form berries up here. It forms the coriander berries or seeds.
Okay.
So what I'll do is let mine go to seed, and I can use it if I want the spice, but I also just I gather it then and plant it in the spring. And so or in the fall when it gets cooler, because cilantro likes cool weather. So in the summer, I'll just do this and let it fall to the ground and tamp it in, and I'll get a fall crop of cilantro that way. Or I can so they're the same thing.
And you just have it in water there?
I do. And this one is needing a water change. It's been in a little while, so.
Did anyone try growing the microgreens after the class?
I haven't done it yet, but I was planning on doing that today. I don't really have the little trays with the holes on the bottom. So I've got little trays that you get, like the kind you get when you want some leftovers, from different places. And they're black. And I was going to get my husband to make holes in those. I have about 4 or 5, and then just pour my microgreens in there, because I found a little package at Lowe's and it said microgreens, and I thought, and so yesterday I found out you really need organic. You need organic soil if you're really gonna, try to make it nutritious as possible. But I didn't. I just bought it because it said microgreens, and so I'm just gonna try that.
And what makes it a microgreen in terms of what the
it's baby veggies is what they said. It's just the baby when they're first. If you let broccoli, the microgreen broccoli, when it starts coming out and sprouting, that's your microgreen. If you let it go, it'll turn into broccoli, which again, I didn't know any of that. I thought microgreens was one thing and a broccoli thing was another one, but it's all the same.
Here's mine. Here's my microgreens.
Deb,
Oh,
See them.
Deb, you need to take your
oh,
tree
great.
off.
So
Oh, so yours are already growing.
Bring it up a little
so
bit.
what
Yeah,
those happen, you can't see
Oh,
it.
wow.
So you hold-
yeah, those are microgreens, all right.
I
The
tried
only
it.
thing,
Yeah, nice.
Is
It
that
looks like you
special
have some-
tray? Do you buy a special tray?
no, it's just a plain tray.
Then you make holes in it or not?
I didn't, but I should have, I have a mushroom container that I poked holes in. It was easy to poke the holes in. But this one is when I first started, and it's 3 weeks.
They
Wow.
come out pretty fast, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just went to a nursery and they gave me some trays, but I don't think, I live in northern Michigan and I don't think I had enough sun. So I'm going to try it again now.
Well, just put them in a windowsill.
Yeah.
If you've got,
We still didn't have much sun.
oh, okay. Yeah, I did them last year and now here I can't find any microgreen seeds. I think everybody's bought them.
Use regular lettuce seeds. And just
Yeah.
try other seeds and plant a mixture of things. So if you do some lettuces and arugula and
It's too hot out here already. They need the cooler weather, so.
are they telling you, is the microgreen instructor teaching you how to do it inside?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
But
what I
he's in
did.
Australia. He's from Australia. So he's
Yeah.
probably got a good sun.
Mhm. Yeah. All right, well, we are at the end of our session today, but I do want to also plant one other seed, no pun intended. Alberta is looking for her coconut crust strawberry pie because we're going to do a favorite strawberry desserts class coming up. And I wonder if any of you would have strawberry desserts that you would like to share during that session. That's fantastic. Kathy, will you write to me at my Deb the Guide at Get Set Up? But I would really like to have one or more of you come on as kind of a co-host with me where I'd introduce you and then you would talk about your recipe. So if you would like to do that, send that to me. Alberta, how are you doing? Did you find it?
No, and I'm going to Sedona, Arizona next week. I'm hoping my friend out there that I'm going to visit might have it.
That's a beautiful
Well,
place.
it's a good second. So you're going out to do computer things.
Mm.
Yeah.
Lots of things, yep.
Well, good. I want to do the favorite strawberry dessert. So I'd love to have both of you on to do that. Anybody else who wants to talk about it. And I'm going to start those as sessions of favorites. So whenever you see favorite, it's going to be somebody that I've been in touch with who has recipes they love. Like Judy Willis is going to come back and talk about her favorite chocolate desserts. And so during that, then you can also bring some and share too. But I'd love to feature one person and then also share other recipes. The whole idea being at the end of that time, you'll walk away with several recipes that are somebody's favorite. So they should be pretty good. So if that sounds good to you, go with that. All right, so let me share my screen one more time. And we are at the end. I actually will come back to this at one point. So a recipe for fruitcakes, well, I gave that to you, Carol Sue. I'll send that to you. And I do have some other things here that were from other previous sessions, and we'll hit them one of these days. I just hold them in the background. And wow. My bad, I did not update my classes. So what's coming up tomorrow is Mexican Fiesta. If you want to learn about that Mexican ice cream, that's a good time to come. And next week I will be doing the Healthy Meals on a Budget and also be introducing the spotlight on strawberries. So the strawberry class will be next week. And You know that whoa, deconstructing my cheese board here. I'll send you the email with some of those links so that you have the things we talked about, and give me a little feedback. Give me a little feedback about these sessions, because they're a new experiment for us. They're rather loosely organized, and I'm really interested in getting feedback about how to make them work for all of you. So anything that you want to offer would be well received by me. And you know what to do. Click that feedback button and invite some friends to classes, suggest new classes. And I am going to look forward to seeing you in the next session that we have, and in those meal planning sessions eventually. So thank you for coming today. Have a
It was
good
fun.
See you, Deb. See you next time.
Alberta, safe traveling.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Yeah, have fun. Sedona is beautiful.
Oh,
Yep.
Beautiful.
yeah.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.